Joining me now is the one, the only, the lazy king, Abdoul Abdouraguimov. What's going on, man? It's been a while since we've had one of these lazy chats. So how are you? Holding up all right?
Hello, everybody. Yes, the Lazy King here with Nolan King. So, two kings talking together, and I'm fine. Thank you. And you, how are you, Nolan?
I'm doing well, man. I think two kings talking. It sounds like some sort of podcast or something we have to start. But
Yeah.
where are you at right now? Are you out in you in France right now?
Yes, I'm in France. I'm at my parents' home.
Nice. That's cool, man. Well, you got some big news the other day, so I definitely wanted to loop back and talk to you. You have your next fight on the books. Doing it all over again in Paris, man, after a pretty electric debut for PFL. So, how excited are you that this is kind of the way now to do these big shows for PFL in Paris and have you be a part of it?
Yes, I'm always excited just to have a fight, to have an adventure. So this time it's going to be again at Paris, and it's good because it's near for my city where I live. 3 hours with the car. So it's great because I am at home,
Yeah, and talk to me about that debut. Pretty electric. You and Cedric Doumbé seemed to blow the roof off the arena there. So how happy were you with your performance and just I guess getting in there? We talked so many times about you signing with a big promotion. So how did you feel once it came time for you to finally be in there?
It was very, very great feeling. It always feels great when you win. So no matter when you win, it always feels great for me. So I was very happy, and now I have a next fight the 7th March again in Paris. So each fight is for me, the same. I have the stress and so, and every fight when I win, I feel great. So let's see how it's gonna happen the next fight.
Yeah, and how much do you know about Jack Grant, your opponent? Is he a guy that you were familiar with at all, or is this kind of a new name to you?
It's a new name for me. My coach and so they watched his fights, and it seems to he's a grappler, black belt, and so and he has the reach advantage because he seems to be a long guy, and that's what all I know about him.
You've been we talked about this before as well, but you've been kind of fighting at multiple weight classes. You try, you fought at 185. You had that catch weight last time at 180, 180 pounds. This one's going to be at welterweight, 170 pounds. What's kind of the future for you? Because I know you talked about maybe trying to do lightweight. What's kind of the roadmap for you weight wise going forward?
The future is, you never know because, like I told to you, uh, I was the plan was to make the tournament at the PFL at lightweight, but now our plan has changed because the first fight in the tournament is in the month of Ramadan, and I personally I don't fight in Ramadan, so that's why I couldn't make the tournament. So and for the future, I'm gonna stay, I think, at welterweight because I don't want to cut too much weight. I want to be, have a good training camp and eat what I want to eat and fight at a weight class where I feel comfortable. Of course, it's going to be difficult. It's always difficult. No matter which weight class you're gonna fight, the difficulty gonna be always there. So you have to be strong, and I'm gonna sharpen my sword, the knife, so I can cut any opponent in the future.
Yeah, and you mentioned how you don't like to fight during Ramadan. I think that was originally like we had talked about how you were in talks with PFL like a while ago, and part of the issue you had at the time was not being able to fight during Ramadan and not fighting the tournament. So signing with them, was this kind of what changed your mind, being able to do these sort of fights for the European series and kind of being able to be a part of events that aren't part of the tournament? Was that big for you in signing with them?
Yes, at the beginning, I thought, the first fight at the tournament, I thought it's gonna be after the month of Ramadan, because the Ramadan ends at 9th of April, 9th or 10th.
Mhm.
So I thought maybe if the fight is going to be the 15th or 12th or 19th at the end of the month of April, so I can make the tournament. But at the last minute we knew the dates of the fight for the lightweights, so it was still in the month of Ramadan at the beginning of the month of April. So that's why we said we can do this, and they proposed for us the super fights, and I'm happy with that also. So it's great to have the choices, so that's why I'm happy with the PFL.
Yeah, and this will be the second time that you've shared a card with Cedric Doumbé. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on him. Like, do you guys know each other very well? He's obviously seems like you two are kind of the big rising stars in France right now.
Yes, he's a superstar now here in France, and even internationally, I think he's well known. I know him. Yes, we talk with each other, and he's a good fighter. He has confidence, and it's very important as a fighter to have confidence. So I'm curious to see what he's gonna do in his next fight, because he has a very good opponent. Also, Baki. His nickname is Baki. Also, I know him and I'm talking with him. So I'm curious to see how's the fight gonna be.
Yeah, and I guess in general, for French MMA, you've been involved in it for a few years now. Do you feel like it's at like for people that don't live in France or don't get to experience the arenas on fight night? I guess have you noticed it really take like a big jump in popularity? It seems like watching it on TV now, it's like France is up there with Ireland in terms of the crowds people talk about as being really truly electric in there.
Yes, it's very amazing. The France arena here, the fans. Even I saw, the final, the tournament final of the PFL in America. There wasn't much public at the arena. Like at Paris. So it's very popular here now. Right now in France, it's the right moment for the fighters. To fight. So and we have a lot of proposition to fight, I mean for other fighters. So it's the right time here in France, because before it was forbidden, and so MMA. So now it's great times, for MMA fighters here in France.
And for you, just given that you're not going to be in the tournament, do you hope to continue to kind of headline French cards? Do you hope to take the lazy show on the road? Do you hope to travel and fight other places, or kind of what's your game plan going forward for your fights?
The game plan is first of all to win the fights, and I'm open for everything. I like to travel also, but if I can have fights at Paris here, it's great for me, because, like I said, it's at home. It's always better at home, So, but I'm always open for travel and have super fights all around the world. So I'm the guy, I like adventure. So I never know. I don't have a real precise plan. My plan in general is just to win, to continue to go up, have big fights with big names. I want excitement. I don't do this MMA just only for the gold or only for the money. Of course, this money is important, but I want excitement. I want sensations. So that's why I like the challenges. That's why I'm fighting at welterweight. That's what I accept. Even guys that on paper are more experienced than me. They have advantages, with the way, with the experience. So I like challenges. I want to feel sensations, excitement.
Yeah, and you've certainly brought that thus far to the cage. What are your thoughts on the Bellator merger with PFL? It seems like there's a lot more fighters, top tier fighters that PFL can use and however they want, and vice versa. So, is that something that excites you as a fighter that maybe you'll get some sort of crossover matchups with some of the Bellator guys?
Yes, I'm interested to fight. To challenge. The champion of the PFL, and so I'm open for everything. It would be great if I could fight. After this fight, of course, if I win. For example, I don't know, some big name at the Bellator. To fight. For example, how his name, Neyman Gracie,
Yeah.
because he's jiu-jitsu guy, and so he, for example, and also all the big names that the people want to see, I want to fight.
You mentioned just as you were speaking, I kind of thought of this. You mentioned how the main event for this PFL Europe card is, Cedric Doumbé against Baki, and it's France versus France. Is that something that you would ever entertain, is fighting one of those guys, or do you kind of not like the idea of fighting like a fellow countryman? Because I'm sure in France, like you and Cedric would do massive numbers if that ever were to happen. So, do you kind of not want to fight your countrymen, or would that be something that you would be open to?
I'm as a fighter, I'm open to fight anybody. So of course, if it's a guy, I'm training with him all the year at my gym. He's my like my brother, and so okay, this fight, it's not very cool. But I'm open to fight anybody. So for me, there's no problem fight countrymen, and so because at the end of the day, it's a sports game. It's nothing personal. So for me, there's no problem.
What some great options, some great matchups, obviously, but you have one in front of you here coming up. I guess when you kind of envision it going down in your head, what are we going to see? What we've learned to come and love and see out of you in this one?
Yes, with the Lazy King, you can expect the unexpected, because even myself, I don't know what's going to happen, because I never really plan, precisely. My goal is always to finish the fight, so that's why I can have any finish. Even myself, I don't know. I enter just for the fight, and I want to finish the fastest possible the fight. Sometimes it's going to be at the first round. Sometimes it's going to be at the end of the fifth round. 30 seconds left, so anything can happen.
Love it, man. Well, I appreciate your time as always. It was good to catch up with you, and we'll have to do it again after the fight, man. Good luck with everything.
Thank you very much, and see you maybe after the fight.